hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times.
Welcome to Crafty Beach. This is Julie. Today I put together some of my favorite gingerbread Dollar Tree DIYs for Christmas. Lots of fun ideas for you. For the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to decorate my entire cupboard in my kitchen for Christmas. So of course I wanted to do gingerbread. They're my favorite. So I'm going to start off with just a Dollar Tree wood slice sign. This one was kind of broken anyway, and I don't really need the hanger on it, so I'm just going to remove that. I like the fact that it's got the bark on there. I think it looks nice and rustic. So I'm just going to use my Cricut and cut down an SVG file, and I will share the SVG file on my Google Drive for you in the description below this video if you want to recreate. I just made it all one color and I cut it out on red. I have a couple candy canes and then it's going to say Candy Cane Forest. And I thought that would look really cute against the rustic wood sign. I'm going to hang that in the back of my cupboard because for the top shelf of my cupboard, I want it to look like a candy cane forest with gingerbread men walking through it. So it turned out really cute. It's one of my favorite things we're going to do today. Not only am I decorating my entire cupboard for Christmas with gingerbread men and gingerbread houses, I'm also going to be doing my coffee bar in gingerbread today as well. So lots of DIYs and finds for you today. I have found so many great things this year. So I got that on my transfer paper, and basically all I have to do now is just put that on my wood slice. I think that looks so good. Fits on there perfectly. I scrape it on there and remove it. And I'm using the Cricut Smart Vinyl with my new Joy Extra, and that is a really nice vinyl. It was really easy to work with. And I'm just going to use some sticky foam here for the back so I can kind of just temporarily tag that to the back of my cupboard right about here. I think you'll still be able to see that above the trees we're going to line the forest with. Now, our first tree is kind of big. I got this at Dollar Tree Plus. It was $5, and look how fluffy and flocked this Christmas tree is. I was really impressed with the quality of this. We do have $2 Tree Pluses now. I try to stay out of them, though, because I find that I spend too much money. But I think this is well worth $5. It barely fits, but we're going to have that be our large tree here in our little candy cane forest. And then we're going to kind of build up both sides, trying to create a path through it. I found this one for $3, another little flocked Christmas tree, and I got this one at the Target dollar spot. It's really pretty too. It's got like a little wood slice base. All I have to do is fluff it up. I was trying to stick with flocked trees. I really like that look, and I think it looks really high end. So this tree is ready to go. Since this is kind of big too, we're going to put that over on the other side. And then this is the Dollar Tree a dollar version. So again, it's flocked. It's on a wood slice. It's pretty high quality. This one was a little wild. I'm just going to give it a quick trim. But I found 2 of these actually, and I think that these will be good too to help make the little candy cane forest. And of course, we're going to add some candy canes to it as well. But I definitely wanted trees in my forest. So I'm just going to put that one over there. And then I got one last year at Dollar Tree too. That's exactly the same. Another little flocked $1 Dollar Tree Christmas tree. Now, to make the snowy bottom, I picked up 5 of the little microfiber mop heads from Dollar Tree. I love using these for snow. They're so fluffy and no mess involved, so they're always my favorite. So it's going to take a total of 5 of these to cover the entire bottom of the top of my cupboard where we're making that candy cane forest. So So I just removed all the tags on them, got them cleaned up, and this is going to be great too because I can kind of piece it around things if I need to. The only stand I really wanted to cover up was the Dollar Tree Plus tree. It's got this big metal stand. It doesn't really look like a forest. So I just put the mop head right on top and then kind of stack my little Dollar Tree, cheaper tree there on top. Everything stood up, but I did have to kind of work with it a little bit. And then I put another one of the mop heads on the other side. And I think a total of 5 of these is going to fill this up perfectly. So it's just a matter of kind of standing these up, seeing if they will fit. I guess you could always glue them down if you needed to, but once I got everything put together, it stayed together pretty well. So total of 5. Look how fluffy that looks. It looks like a nice fluffy snowfall. And I love the little wood slices that all the other trees are on, so I think that looks good. I think that looks good with the vibe. And I was trying to create like a little path that comes from the side that the gingerbread men can walk down. Now, I told you it was a candy cane forest, so we need some candy canes. For candy canes, I'm going to use a piece of white poster board from Dollar Tree, and we're just going to DIY them. So I was kind of seeing about how much I need. I think I can make 3 giant candy cane sticks out of one of the pieces of poster board. So I'm just going to kind of estimate and cut those into thirds. Now, I tried to actually glue this with a glue stick first, and it totally didn't work. So I'm going to use hot glue. Why not? So I just put hot glue along one seam and roll it, trying to keep that round shape. I'm not going to be doing like the hook on the candy canes. I'm just going to go for giant candy cane sticks. I just thought it would be easier. And so I'm trying to like leave my straight edges here where they're visible, but that can always be the back of my candy cane. And I just do the same thing on all 3 of them, putting a stripe of hot glue down and then just rolling them until they are secure. Now, to make the stripes, I thought the easiest way to make candy cane stripes would be to add some red ribbon instead of painting. So I picked up some red ribbon from Dollar Tree, and we are just going to start this at the bottom of our little candy cane stick, right here on the back where we have our seam. And then just glue it on at an angle so that I can spiral that around my little candy cane stick. And easy peasy candy cane stick, very inexpensive to put together. And it actually turned out pretty good. It was pretty easy to stand up, being like the open shape that it is, and it's very lightweight. So I just glued the end of my ribbon down. That one looks pretty good, so I just need to do the same thing 2 more times here to make 2 more giant candy cane sticks. And I was really trying to figure out how to make them shaped like a candy cane, and I'm kind of glad that I kind of gave up on that because I really don't think it would have added anything to it. These turned out so cute once I put them in the little forest, and wait till you see the little gingerbread men that we're going to put inside. So this is the last one. I just keep repeating the process. They don't have to be perfect. Each one can be a little bit different. Doesn't really matter. But I think 3 is going to be enough. And my cupboard has 3 shelves that we're going to be DIYing. And each one I'm going to be doing in a slightly different gingerbread theme. But they all look great together. So these 3 are ready to go. Let me show you how I put these in our little candy cane forest. I'm going to do one right here. And the way I was able to get them to stand up was to kind of have it lean against something. So I had that one lean against a tree, that one kind of lean against the back, and this one can lean up against this other larger tree. But you could always close the bottom with some masking tape and weigh the bottom with some pebbles or rocks if you need to, if you have trouble getting yours to stand up. But mine did pretty good. Now to line my pathway, I'm going to use some of these Dollar Tree wood slices. These are just rounds. At first I was going to paint them to look like candy, but then I kind of liked the rustic feel of just using the raw wood, and so I kind of just left them as is. And I'm just going to line that imaginary path that I have made there through the candy cane forest. And it's going to be all ready for our little gingerbread men to come frolic through the little winter wonderland. This turned out so cute. I kind of had a vision for this in my head, and I'm so glad I did it. I love how the shelf turned out. here they are. I found these at Target Dollar Spot. Aren't they so cute? They're $3. They're like a medium size. And the great thing about these little gingerbread men is that they are weighted in their feet. So they stand up on their own, which is so cool. So I'm just going to cut off all the tags on these. One's holding a candy cane. One's holding like a little starlight mint, kind of like a his and hers. See how they stand up? Isn't that so cool? And so I'm going to have them walking down the path in the little candy cane forest. So we'll stand him right here where we can see him. And then we'll have her walking like slightly ahead right there. And I'm so impressed how they can stand up on their own. That just makes it so much easier to decorate with. Okay, on to the second shelf of the cupboard. This one I want it to look like a fancy gingerbread house village. So I found these little snow rolls for $1 at Dollar Spot. And they're kind of like polyfill. They really are like that. I think that's pretty much all they are. So I'm going to take this and try to line my little gingerbread village with this. I do kind of like the texture of it better when you kind of separate it. And I end up doing that. It kind of looks more like snow to me than the top of these do. Because I don't think this looks that great. I wasn't that impressed with them. But I guess it's cheaper than what I did on the top shelf using the 5 mop heads from Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to kind of measure, see how big I need these to be. I'm going to have to kind of piece this together in like at least 3 pieces to get everything covered. So I made another strip here to kind of fill out the back. And then I wasn't going to have enough to fill the other side, but I had another roll that I had picked up at the Dollar Spot. And so I'm going to use that to add to it. But you know what? I end up kind of taking them apart. So I actually ended up with lots of extra. But at this point, I thought I was going to kind of leave them like this. And you totally could. The great thing about these kind of roll snows are, that they're not messy at all. But I do kind of add to mine to kind of make it extra pretty. I wanted just gingerbread houses. I want them to look really fancy. And I just want to do like a little village on this. But again, not that impressed with the polyfill, but we're going to make it work. So I like it better when it looks fluffy. So I just ripped the top half off mine. Makes it thinner, but then you get that fluffy like polyfill vibe, and I liked that way better. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to rip all of them in half so it's all nice and fluffy on top with the snow. And I like that a lot better. Now, I wanted to do greenery all around the back, and I found this wreath garland at Dollar Spot, Target Dollar Spot for $5, and it's really beautiful. It's got this like flocked greenery, and it's got like little berries that kind of look like snowballs, leaves. It's really pretty, and I thought this would pretty much fill up the back of the entire shelf if I use the whole thing. So I'm just going to open it up, kind of bring my ends together. Basically, I'm folding the entire wired garland in half. And then I can kind of shape that. I want it to be like an arc shape so it can like go around the back of my little gingerbread village. And instead of having to put lots of trees and everything back there, it's going to provide a lot of greenery. And I think it's so pretty. So I just kind of lay it like that. It's just kind of like a C shape. And then kind of spread that around. I kind of like the greenery, and I want it to stand up. So I'm actually going to go in there and actually kind of stand up all of the greenery just to make it easier to see. Just trying to kind of smooth out my snow layer so you can't really see the seams. And then I just go around and stand everything up. Since everything's wired, super easy to do. And even though it was $5, I think it was worth it. It's just such high quality and really pretty. And I didn't really do anything to it, so I can always reuse it for a later wreath or DIY if I want to next year. Now, this is my inspiration for my little gingerbread village. We're going to be using this later on in the video. I got this at Target Dollar Spot for $5, and it is a beautiful light up gingerbread house. And so I'm just going to use that as inspiration to try to recreate that out of Dollar Tree houses. So this is the little plastic Dollar Tree church. We're going to do a little gingerbread church. I don't know why that part's not attached. I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue that back on. And I just want to do a glam version, kind of like that Cocoa Cafe. Here is the little Dollar Tree bed and breakfast. And one thing I noticed is that they have stopped putting batteries in these. I went to test them. The church one does have batteries. It must be one from last year. But all the rest of these, I had to add 2 AAA batteries to. So I went through a ton of batteries today. So that's me reading the direction going, Dollar Tree, where's the batteries in these? They're getting cheaper on us, huh? The good news is that AAA is easier to replace in these than the little button batteries that they normally use in them. But I got 2 of the matching houses. I thought those were really cute. And we're just going to kind of do a village out of all of them. This is the closest color I had. I had khaki spray paint. I thought that would be the easiest way to spray these plastic houses. So I'm going to take these outside, put them on some cardboard, and I gave them a quick spray. And it did a pretty good job. It's not like the exact color of gingerbread that I wanted, but I think it was definitely the easiest way to paint them. Now, kind of like my inspiration piece, I want like all of the windows and doors and details to be white. And so to do that, I'm just going to use a white paint pen. I was kind of going back and forth whether I should use like a fine tip, whether I should use the larger tip. I ended up using the larger tip because I don't really care if I get it, out of line and stuff like that, because it's supposed to look like gingerbread frosting, so it's not supposed to look perfect. And it was just easier to use my larger pen. And these are my Posca paint pens. I love these. I get them usually on Amazon, but they do have these at Target as well. They are in my Amazon shop listed below. They will paint on just about anything. They are so amazing. I do find that Amazon prices are better on these. They're a little pricey at Target. And then I'm just going to go over all of the windows of our church and like just any of the details, like along the steeple, around the roof line, anywhere where I can kind of see a detail. And I just do the front and both sides. I even did like the little brick here at the base. Anything I can kind of bring out, but I'm not going to do the back because you're not going to be able to see back there. And that looks really cool. I'm also going to be trying to add like snow and glitter to these, just like our inspiration piece from the Target dollar spot. So these are definitely going to be undergoing a transformation, but I love how they turned out. They turned out so fancy, just what I wanted. So for this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I just use my white paint pen, going around the roof lines, the windows, anywhere where I can see a detail that it would look good if I kind of outlined it. And again, the windows do have cutouts on them because, of course, we're going to light these up. And anytime I can light something up for Christmas, I love it. I was able to light up this cupboard with these, and then I was also able to light up my coffee bar. And I love that. It's so fun. So I'm just going to do the sides on the house as well, just like I did before. And maybe a little on the roof and the chimney and stuff like that. I'm not going to do the shingles or anything like that because I want to kind of cover that part of the house with snow a little later on. So those 2 were unique. And then I have 2 of these houses. They have like this little balcony at the top. So I thought that would be cute if I did like a dusting of white on that. And again, you're not going for perfection on these. You're just going for coverage. I do want to add some color to these after I get them painted white. So not all of these areas will stay white. Because I wanted them to have a little bit of red because I'm using red a lot today for my gingerbread DIYs because it just goes perfectly together. I just kind of trace out the roof line and stuff too, but again, kind of avoiding the roof with that one. And then I'm going to use that one as reference, kind of paint the second one the same since they are the same house. I just won't put them next to each other so you won't know. And yes, they do have these in a gingerbread house, and we're going to be using the gingerbread house one later in today's video for the coffee bar. but I was going for fancy high-end looking ones, and I think these turned out so cute. I do a comparison side by side here in a minute that I'll show you. You can kind of see the difference. It really was worth the extra work of DIYing these. I've made a larger version of the gingerbread house. I'll be sure to post a link to that video at the end of this video if you haven't seen those gingerbread DIYs, where I took 2 of the Dollar Tree toy doll houses and made a large gingerbread house. It turned out so cute. Now for the snow, I'm going to Mod Podge all over the roof of this house, a nice thick layer, and then I'm going to be using the faux snow from Dollar Tree. I love this because it's very sparkly. And my choice was between this and like the little foam balls. I hate those things. They're so messy. I don't think I'll ever buy those again. The package is leaking everything. And I just spread that faux snow all over. And then I decided to do the ground too around the house, just the very base. I add more Mod Podge and I sprinkle on some faux snow there. Very glittery. And speaking of glitter, for the glitter, I'm going to use spray glue from Dollar Tree. And I picked up some white glitter at Walmart. It came in a little multi-pack. I couldn't find any white at Dollar Tree. And I just spray the spray adhesive on the side. And I'm just going to add a pinch of white glitter. And it's going to give us that all over glittery frosted effect that was on my inspiration piece. So again, I'm only doing the front and both sides. I'm kind of ignoring the bag just because you're not going to be able to see it. And I just spray and sprinkle glitter just until it has a nice glisten. So that one looks pretty good. It was messy. I did put down some poster board first. Definitely put down something because you will have a mess. You know, I'm always removing glitter from things. I'm never adding glitter to things. So I'm going to start with the base on this one first. This one has kind of a patio area too, so I just put Mod Podge all over, sprinkle the faux snow, and then we're going to do the roof just like we did before. And this did give it a really cool effect. At first I was just going to use like white acrylic paint for the like icing snowy roof, but I'm glad I went with the faux snow. I think it turned out really pretty. Now it's time to glitter the church. So again, I used the spray glue. Sometimes I can have trouble finding that at Dollar Tree. Whenever I find this stuff, I try to stock up on it because it works great for gluing sand on. So I knew it would do a really good job with glitter, and it really did. It was so easy. So it shimmers all over our little fancy gingerbread church. We'll go ahead and set that aside. And now we have the 2 little twin houses, and we're going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to do glue on the ground and faux snow on the roof. And you can use school glue for this. I used Mod Podge. They're pretty much going to give you about the same effect. And then just sprinkle the entire roof line and go around the base. And then we're going to go in with the spray glue and glitter this. It was messy, but I was getting pretty good at it by the time I got to my third one. Now, as you can see, my color of khaki was just not the same color as the inspiration piece. So if you have like that color, totally go for it. Anytime I can spray paint like a detailed plastic house like this, I always try to do it, even though it has been raining so much here in Florida that the humidity was so bad. It took me forever to get the spray paint to dry on these. We had tropical storm and we didn't even have a hurricane. My son down in Boca got hit like 3 or 4 days. It just would not stop pouring. It was crazy. Now I'm just doing the glitter on my last house. Look how glitzy and cool these are looking. Okay, I told you I wanted to add a little bit of color. You could just leave them brown and white, but I wanted some details of red. I thought that'd be fun, especially since I have red on all my other shelves and in my gingerbread decor. So the bed and breakfast, I just went in and made the wreath on the door red, and I made the sign red, and they had like little garland. Anywhere I could see a little detail that I can make red, I kind of painted red, like the awning. And this one's got like this big giant door. And so I'm just going to go ahead and make that entire door red. And it also has like a little inset here on the roof that I thought would be cool if I made that red. I just wanted some red accents just to bring in a little bit more fun. I probably should have done this before I glittered it, but oh well, it still worked. And then for our church, I want to do some details of red too. There's like a little wreath on their door and like a little stained glass and stuff. And I just kind of give them a few details. And I love how these turned out. I think they're so cute. Just touching up some of the pink, I kind of messed up. Got a little bit of red where I shouldn't have. And I think that these are ready to go. Now it's time to light them up. So I'm glad that I stocked up on AAA batteries from Amazon. Who knew? I love those Amazon basic batteries. I get them in AAA and AA. You can subscribe to those so you get them like, a couple times a year or something like that. And they're so nice to have in stock so you don't have to run out to the store. But one thing I noticed comparing that didn't need batteries for that one, must be from last year. The ones with the AAA batteries that I had to add batteries to are brighter than the ones that had batteries already in them. So there is that. And I guess they are easier to replace since they are a standard size. They are a little tricky to change their batteries, though. I don't know if it was my cheapo Dollar Tree screwdriver or not, but I was able to get batteries in the 3 that needed them and got them all lit up. I thought it would be pretty to sprinkle some more of that faux snow all over our little polyfill snow to make it extra sparkly and beautiful in there. And then we can add our houses to form our little gingerbread house village. And these are definitely really very fancy gingerbread houses. And I love how they turned out. I think they're so cute. So I did the little bed and the breakfast. I did the house. Then to mix it up, we're going to do like the church next. And I'm just kind of doing in that like U shape like we did with the greenery, where it has like a little imaginary like circle drive right here in front. And there is our second little house. Now, these are the gingerbread houses that come like those. So you can kind of see the difference DIYing the others versus the original. You totally get a different effect. So I wanted to show that to you for reference. We are going to use that though. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button. It really helps. And make sure you're subscribed to my channel. We're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers. Okay, now for the courtyard, like there in front of the houses, I thought we could use one of these little Dollar Tree LED Christmas trees. Again, it didn't have batteries. So adding some AAA batteries to this, and it lights up. Now this one is color changing, which I kind of like and I kind of don't. So I'm not sure if I'm going to run this one or not. I did want it to kind of look like frosting. I didn't want to paint it brown because then you wouldn't be able to see the colors come through it. But I did want just little white tips on the Christmas tree to make it look like frosting. So I just used my white paint pen and just add a little dab of frosting or faux snow on the tip of the tree to kind of make it go with the vibe of the gingerbread house village. But I thought the white sparkly would be perfect since I use so much white sparkly. So this is how it looks when it's like changing colors. So it is going to make it more colorful, or I'm not sure if I'm going to turn this one on or not. I probably will. It's pretty. And I put that right there in front. Now I needed a few more trees, and I got these little trees from Target and clearance after Christmas last year, really cheap, but they're not flocked. So I wanted to show you how easy it is to flock any kind of cheap little tree that you get from Dollar Tree or wherever. All you got to take is some white acrylic and a brush and just lightly dust over, just kind of like you're distressing the plant, if you will. And it gives you a faux flocked that really goes well with like the real stuff. And you can see how just absolute easy this is to do. And it took these really kind of cheap looking Christmas trees and just, I think the flocking just makes them look way more high end. But I love these are in little wood boxes already, and so I thought these would be perfect to finish out my little Christmas village scene. I'm just going to pop one of these in each corner. They are a little tall, so I did have to kind of bend over the top branch on these to get these to fit. but they kind of go with the vibe of the other greenery that we added in there, and I think they're really cute. So one in that corner, got it kind of folded over. I pre-folded this one so it would be the right size, and popped that one in there too. Now our gingerbread village just needs gingerbread men. So I found these little ornaments at the Dollar Tree and I thought these would be perfect. They're just the right size. So they are glued to these little metal Christmas ornaments, and I'm just using my heat gun and a spatula to pop these off. There was a little girl, there's a Santa Claus. This one is like in a winter hat and scarf. And I'm going to do, there's 6 of them on here for $1.25, but I'm only going to do 4. I think 4 is going to be plenty. Aren't they so cute? You could also use the little wood gingerbread men from Dollar Tree, but you would have to decorate them yourself. These guys were kind of ready to go. So I'm going to stand this little gingerbread man in front of his little gingerbread house. Stand this one kind of in front of the Christmas tree. This one's going to be over here at church, kind of in the like courtyard area. And then we can do this one over here at this house, the little Santa one. Easy peasy, and now our little gingerbread village is inhabited. Hey guys, I want to let you know that I've introduced memberships on my channel. For $4.99 a month, you're going to get early ad-free access to my videos, and it's a quick, easy way for you to support me here on YouTube, and I really appreciate it. To join, all you have to do is hit the join button underneath my YouTube video. Okay, the third and final shelf of the cupboard, I want to do a gingerbread bakery theme. So I'm going to use this little wood house that I got at the Dollar Tree, and we're going to DIY a giant gingerbread house. I just removed the hanger and fill it in with some spackle, and I'm going to try to make this look like gingerbread. This is the closest color paint I had. It was just like in a multi-paint pack of paint that I got on clearance at Target the other day. I'm not even really sure what shade it is, but it's pretty close. I used to have a perfect shade for gingerbread, but I must have used it all. I think it was the Cashew Chalk Paint by Waverly. But this is pretty close to gingerbread color. I think it's going to work. And so I just use a brush and I'm going all over. A little tricky trying to go around the windows and stuff like that, so you're definitely going to have to use a brush. And I went ahead and painted everything brown. I can always go back and change things to white. Now I want it to look like white frosting on a giant gingerbread house, so I'm just using white acrylic and I'm putting it on very thick and gloppy to try to give the appearance of frosting. So I go over the little snowy roof. It looks perfect for a little gingerbread house. And again, kind of thick and gloppy. And then I'm going to do the same thing here on the windows. I think my brush might be a little too big though, so I'm going to switch to a smaller one. And I need to stock up on some more of the smaller brushes from Dollar Tree because I'm kind of running low on these things. And I use them a lot more than I think. And I'm just going to go ahead and frost all of our gingerbread windows. Super easy. And then I thought it still kind of needed a door, and I did kind of want to add a little color, so I just can't really see the door on there, but I'm going to just go ahead and sketch it on there anyway with a red paint pen. And then just for bold colors, I use red acrylic and just go in and fill that in with paint. I can kind of see some other details like the tree and stuff, but I'm not going to add anything like that. It's just going to be a very basic looking gingerbread house sign. So I got that painted red. I did have to go over like my little snowy roof with more white acrylic to really get that frosting effect. I want it to be nice and thick, and I don't really want you to be able to see the brown gingerbread through it, I guess. And I'm not being too careful, but I then thought maybe it was a little too sloppy. So I did go back with my original color and kind of touched it up a little bit because I was getting a little carried away with my frosting color. And I do kind of want it to look like, just like a real gingerbread house. We're going to make this a standing sign. It's going to kind of be the back of this shelf for our little bakery theme. So I definitely wanted to kind of try to make it look real. Now, I'm also going to frost the sides of the door with more white acrylic just by doing a nice thick coat, and I'll even do a little doorknob on there. And I actually want it so thick that I kind of have ridges in the paint to make it look like frosting. It does take a little bit longer for that to dry though. And then I kind of took some antique wax by Waverly and a chunky brush, and I just kind of dappled all over, trying to give kind of like a powdery effect to give a texture to the gingerbread to try to make it look a little bit more realistic. And then I added some of these little candy pieces, these stickers from the Dollar Tree, one on each side for candy. And then I was trying to figure out what else I could use for candy to decorate our gingerbread house. And I do have some red and green beads, but they are square, but that's okay. I think they'll be fine. I definitely wanted to do red and green if I could, and I found enough of those to kind of fill that out. I think I've used all my round ones when I was doing the large faux gingerbread house out of the doll houses. So I'm just going to kind of alternate red and green. It's going to give me the appearance that we decorated the roof of the gingerbread house with frosting and candy. And I think that's about as detailed as it needs to be. Now to make it stand up, I'm just going to hot glue on one of those little Jenga blocks from Five Below to the back. It makes a perfect little stand so we can stand this up on its own. And there is our giant gingerbread house. It's going to go in first on the bakery themed shelf. Now, this is actually my flour canister from my kitchen. I'm going to have to go over there and get it, I guess. But I thought it would go with the baking theme, so I'm going to put that here too. I thought that would be a fun touch. Now for the next item, it is a cookie jar that I found at the Target dollar spot. That is a gingerbread house. It was $5, and look how adorable this cookie jar is. So it's perfect as is. I don't need to do anything to it. It's perfect for the bakery theme. It's perfect for the gingerbread theme. So I'm going to kind of sit that over here on the other side of our little flower crock. Now, I also found this cookie jar at Target Dollar spot. They had so many things. This was also $5. This is Gingerbread Bakery, but I'm going to use this cookie jar as a crock. It looks like a crock to me, so I thought we could put some baking supplies in there to make some gingerbread cookies. So there's a couple items I found. This is a little gingerbread man spatula that I found for $1 at the Target Dollar spot. I thought we could stand that up in the crock. And then I also found a little mini rolling pin at the Target dollar spot. It's just kind of a plain one. It doesn't really have anything on it, which makes it great because I can use it for different holidays. That was in a $3 little pack from the Target dollar spot. And we're just going to kind of stand those in the crock. It is kind of big though, so I'm going to add a little Dollar Tree, little plush gingerbread man in there, so he can kind of look like he's involved in the baking process, and it'll kind of make everything stand up without having to get more utensils to put in there. But I think that goes perfect with the gingerbread bakery theme. So cute. We're going to display this here in front of my flour container. I was struggling trying to get the gingerbread man's spatula to stand up so that you could see it. And we're going to put this here in front of the flower and between that and our giant gingerbread house. And then I wanted to make a displayed recipe card for gingerbread. So I'm going to use one of these little easel chalkboards from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to DIY it. I created a gingerbread recipe card. And this is a free printable that I will share for you. I'll share the Google Drive below so you can recreate it. I sized mine perfectly to fit this little chalkboard, and I even made it look like it was on like an index card. I thought about doing handwriting, but then I was like, that's okay. We'll type it. Everybody likes a typed recipe card. And we're just going to kind of make this look like a recipe card stand. It'll stand on its own because it's the easel, but I want to do like a little shelf and then the little card on there with the gingerbread recipe. I did the dry mix and the wet mix on there. Now, I did notice that you could kind of see the black chalkboard around the edges because this does have kind of rounded edges. So it's not a perfect fit, but it's pretty close. But I don't really want you to see the dark on that when I go to glue my printable on the front. And we're going to do that with Mod Podge. I printed out my printable on cardstock, so it's really easy to Mod Podge with. I just cut it down, glue it on with the Mod Podge like that. You don't even really have to wait for it to dry. You're just going to want to make sure that you smooth it out with dry fingers or a paper towel. and then go over the top of it with more Mod Podge to seal this. Just going to make it more of a permanent display, and it's perfect for the gingerbread bakery theme. And it turned out really cute. I did notice that you could still see the black kind of coming through from the chalkboard, so I did touch that up a little bit. And then I wanted to look like there was a little ledge that the recipe card was sitting on, and I had a piece of this bamboo that's really similar to what the sign's made out of. I get these on Amazon. They are linked in my Amazon shop. You could also use a dowel if that's all you had, but these are flat, so I thought this would work perfectly. I'm going to use my miter scissors to cut that down, and thank you so much to whoever it was that told me that I can replace the blade on those. I did just get some the replacements in. I ordered them from Amazon, and I can't wait to have sharp miter scissors again because mine are so dull. And that's all there is to it. We have a little gingerbread recipe card. How easy was that? And I will be sure to include the link to your free printable so you can recreate that. We're going to put that over in front of the giant gingerbread house. And then I have another one of those little gingerbread men from Dollar Tree. We're going to kind of stand him up where he's kind of like peeking out on the side of the card, kind of propping him between that and the wall. Now, this is a little sleigh that looks like it's made out of gingerbread cookies. I got this for $3 at the Target dollar spot. You know, their stuff's getting a little bit more expensive because normally I would think this would be a dollar item, but it was really cute, so I went ahead and splurged. I thought that would look really cute in front of our giant gingerbread house. Little gingerbread cookie sleigh. To help fill this out. Now, these were still kind of bothering me, so I'm just going to kind of rearrange these a little bit to see if I can get them a little bit sturdier and make sure everything is nice and full. I thought a cookie sheet would be perfect. This is a cookie sheet that I have, but obviously I don't use because it's so pretty. And so I'm actually just going to use that as part of the decor. Why not? A cookie sheet is going to go perfect with a gingerbread bakery theme. So I'm just going to kind of stand that up on its side back here. And I think that's the final touch to our bakery theme there. Now for the top of the cupboard, I wanted to make a banner, and I found this little make your own gingerbread banner at Target dollar spot for only $3. And I saw these little felt gingerbread men in there, and I thought, oh, this is going to save me a lot of time. It comes with a red and white twine, and it comes with a really cool plastic needle. I'll have to be sure to save that because I'm constantly making my own garlands. And look how cute the little gingerbread men are. They're made out of felt, they're all painted, they're all ready to go, so definitely a time saver. And these were in the Target dollar spot over with like the kids' toys and stuff like that. So I guess it's a kids' activity. So I'm enjoying it. And I'm just going to go ahead and string all 5 on. I think that's going to be perfect for the top of my cupboard. Now, they did come with things to decorate them with, like little pom-poms, candy canes, candy, snowflakes, and stuff. But they're kind of made out of paper and stuff like that, so I wasn't that impressed with them. I did save my pom-poms and stuff for later use, and I thought I kind of want to do the peppermint candies. I was kind of looking to see how theirs were decorated. I thought I would use maybe just 2 of these. I didn't want to use a lot of them. So I'm going to make like 3 of my gingerbread men plain, and then I'm going to have 2 of them with little peppermint candies on them, just to provide a little pop of color. They are cool that they're stickers, but I think they look a little cheap, so I thought they looked better without it. I have enough gingerbread stuff going on in my cupboard already. I think this is going to be fine, especially with the red and white twine. I think it looks really Christmassy and fun. Now I have little command hooks at the top of my cupboard because I'm always hanging little garlands up here for different seasons. And so I just tie loops on the ends of each end of my gingerbread banner, and then I can kind of rearrange those until they're hanging all even, and that's how it looks on the top. Okay, our little cupboard is complete. Let me give you a little peek around. Here is our candy cane forest. Then we have our super glitzy gingerbread house village that lights up and is so cool. And then down here at the bottom of the cupboard, we did the gingerbread bakery theme. I was so glad that I kind of mixed it up. It's all gingerbread, but you know, and I think it goes nicely together. So I just wanted to give you a little tour around and show you how it all looks like together. But we're not done with the Dollar Tree DIYs and dollar spot finds. We have tons more because I'm also going to be doing my coffee bar. But this is how the cover turns out. I have this in my dining area, so it's going to look great combined with the fact that I'm doing my coffee bar too. We're going to have a gingerbread takeover. So cute, my absolute favorite. Hey guys, if you're enjoying today's video, be sure to hit that like button. It always helps my videos do a little bit better here on YouTube. Now for the next DIY, we're going to try a fun pizza pan wreath. So I picked up a pizza pan from Dollar Tree. I am just going to flip it over. It's going to give us a great structure for an easy little Christmas wreath. And again, this is the back of that gift bag that we used earlier to make that Christmas ornament. It's beautiful. We might as well use the back as well. So it's going to give me another beautiful sheet of this metallic material that I can use to cover the back of this. And that's going to kind of be the back of the wreath because, it's going to have a back. Being a pizza pan, it's got like a center part. But I thought this would be a great touch. So I just lay it on the bottom of my pizza pan and kind of crease out the corners so I know exactly how big I need it to be to cover the pizza pan. And then I just go in with my scissors and trim that down to size. We're going to do a really fun, kind of traditional gingerbread man Christmas wreath. And it's not too large. I actually ended up using this on my refrigerator for the holidays. It turned out so cute. So we have this kind of cut down to size. It doesn't have to be perfect because, again, we're going to be kind of doing a wreath around the sides. And again, we'll be using items from the Dollar Tree for that, but I don't really want it overlapping the sides, so I do give it a quick trim. And then I'm just going to use hot glue to glue this to the sign. The paper seems to hold up pretty well to the hot glue, a lot better than the plastic did on the ornaments. It's kind of a cardboard material on the inside of it, but that gave me a great red background, super sparkly. And then we're going to make our wreath using Dollar Tree garland. It's just a plain green garland, but you get quite a bit of it for $1.25. I'm going to kind of show you how I put mine together. So I just removed the packaging, got it unwound, and we're just going to simply attach this with hot glue to the pizza pan. You've kind of got like a little bit of a ledge there. And gluing that tight all the way around right there in the crease of the ledge. Then using hot glue, I'm just kind of gluing it to itself, kind of spreading it out so each row doesn't like just go directly over the top one, but I want to cover all of the pizza pan that's left exposed and any edges there of my red bag that we used for the back. So we have a very simple little wreath, and then we're going to add a gingerbread man to it. This is one of the little Santa gingerbread men from Dollar Tree, the little tinsel one. I think he looks so festive for the holidays. And again, since these are 5-minute DIYs or less, we're going to leave him as is. No modifications, but you know what? You can always modify him as you wish. I normally don't like the red tinsel that the hat's made out of, but we're going to look the other way. So I just hot glue the little hat down to the wreath right here at the top. And then there's enough room for his little feet to overlap the other side of our little DIY wreath. And look how bright and festive this looks. It's so cute for Christmas. I just hot glued both of his feet on to secure him on. He's not too heavy, so I don't think it'll take too much to keep him on. Our little DIY wreath, super easy, definitely a 5-minute wreath using a pizza pan, a gift bag, a little bit of greenery, and a little gingerbread man from the Dollar Tree. To hang mine on the refrigerator, I just used some double-sided tape around the rim here, and that was plenty strong enough to hold this up. Again, you are using the pizza pan, so that adds a little bit of heaviness to it. But I just kind of line these all the way around. They fit perfectly, and this is just the double-sided tape that you get at Dollar Tree. we're going to peel those all off, and this is how it looks on my freezer part of my side-by-side refrigerator. It fit perfect, and it gave a really fun dose of Christmas to the kitchen itself, which doesn't always get a lot of decorations, and so it's always fun to add a little bit of Christmas cheer there as well. And I think he turned out really cute. Hey guys, have you checked out my new website yet? It's craftybeach.net. I'm archiving all of my DIYs over there that you can pin the projects to make later on Pinterest. Okay, up next, I promised you guys a gingerbread coffee bar, and this is one of the favorite ones that I have done. I tend to do gingerbread every year now on my coffee bar because I really love it. So the first thing we're going to do is I need to make a new coffee bar sign for my coffee bar. I'm going to decorate it for Christmas, and I really want it to be like a gingerbread theme, and I came up with some fun ideas. A lot of these you could also do for like a tier tray if you wanted, or just for decor. So I have this great thrift flip sign that I got at Goodwill, and you guys have seen me make this over like 10 times. So I'm just kind of removing the stuff I had on there for my fall coffee bar sign. I really like this sign because it's like a wood pallet. It's really sturdy. It's a perfect size for the top of my coffee bar that I built. And I just kind of need a blank slate. So I just removed everything I had glued on there, and we're just going to paint the whole thing white just to have a blank slate because I want to paint it like a bright red for Christmas. And I'm doing a lot of red and white, and I thought that would make it really pop against my wall. I have like a white shiplap wallpaper, and so I think the red sign would look really nice against the white. So just giving it a simple paint job with some acrylic paint. And I want to make this like look like a hand painted sign, but I didn't want to actually do the stenciling and stuff like that. So I'll show you how I do it. I end up using my Cricut, but you totally could use like the poster letters to make a sign like this from the Dollar Tree and paint over it. I just kind of wanted this to be a quick and easy DIY. And so we've almost got this painted white. I had a lot of stuff glued on there, and I'm going to try to avoid doing that today because it's a lot to clean up, and then you have holes like this, and you have to patch them and stuff like that to kind of get a smooth surface. But the great thing about like a real wood sign like this is that, you know, you can like paint it as many times as you want and remake this over and over. And I kind of like remaking the sign too, just because I don't have to store it. I can just make it new every single time for my coffee bar. Now, since this is going to be a gingerbread man theme, I got one of these little wood gingerbreads from the Dollar Tree. And we're going to give him like a really cool paint job. I really want him to stand out. He's going to be like a really focal piece on the coffee bar. And I tried to get as many like gingerbread things as I could find from the Dollar Tree. I just need to paint him a gingerbread color. I don't really have that color, so I'm just going to mix some colors together. I had some like deep brown from the Dollar Tree, some white, and I added a little yellow just to kind of get the right shade. If you don't have the right shade, you can usually mix colors together if you've got like a good, you know, base amount of colors. This is the first time I've used like the Dollar Tree paint, I think. It actually was fine. I never really pick it up because I've never really heard much about it. It was a little bit thin, but totally worked. Now this has all the little bump outs, like the little bow tie, the icing, the buttons, but I just went ahead and painted everything brown just because it was easier at that point. And then we can go back and do frosting. I'm just going to use white acrylic. If you have like white hot glue, that would work really well too. I really want to buy some of that. I saw somebody else craft with that, and I'm kind of obsessed. So I need to get on Amazon and order some of that. Maybe I'll put some in my Amazon shop too. And I'm just going to start painting the little bump out parts white to kind of make it look like icing. It does require a couple coats of that to get it, you know, really white and make it pop. I'm also going to go ahead and paint the bow tie white too, just so I can make this a brighter color without that brown background. And I kind of switched to a makeup sponge because I find it easier to work with. than the brush sometimes on these little projects from the Dollar Tree. But he's so cute. He's got like real little buttons on him. So we can go ahead and pick those white too, just so I can go back and paint those a color. I want to do this a very traditional red, white, and green color scheme. But I also want it to look like he's got frosting like all around his sides. So using a white paint pen, I'm just going to go all the way around. This is going to make it help it pop too when we paint the sign red. Really kind of make him stand out. My white paint pens, I don't know, I think I used them too much because I was struggling with this. I switched a couple times and they didn't want to work too great. And I'm painting this all around. Then I just draw on some eyes with the white paint pen as well. As you can tell, I'm like switching white paint pens, going, does anything work? And then a red paint pen just to do a simple little smile, no nose or anything, on our little gingerbread man. And then I decided we should do the bow tie in green, so I'm going to do that with a paint pen as well. Just that red and green color scheme. It's going to be very festive, very traditional Christmas colors, and some red on those cute little buttons on the front. Another coat of green to kind of blend that out, and then a red paint pen, we can like decorate it even more, make it even fancier with some little squiggles of icing on his arms and his legs. Decided I wasn't a big fan of the eyes, and I decided that I kind of wanted them to bump out. So I'm going to use some of those little wood half beads. I just had some left over from another project, and I thought those would be the perfect size for little eyes. You could use buttons as well too. I do want them to be black though, so I'm just going to use a black paint pen and simply paint those a dark color. And we can attach those to the front of the gingerbread man, and he's looking pretty good. So just a dot of hot glue, and this looks a lot better to me. I kind of like the 3D vibe of it. And then I thought maybe also outlining the little green bow tie with white and the buttons would make them kind of stand out as well. He's looking really cute. I kept switching back to a paintbrush just because the paint pens weren't doing it for me. I guess I need to get some new ones. And there he is. He's all painted, and now we can start painting the sign. I want to do it red. It's a kind of a big sign, and so I'm just going to use one of these little paint roller sets from the Dollar Tree. Such a good deal. You get a paintbrush, gloves, a roller, and a tray. And I'm going to use this bright red, I think this was called fire red, acrylic paint. And it's such a big sign, it takes about 1 bottle of that. Just going all over, and since we did that nice white background, you can see that the color is really bright red and it's really popping. This is going to be the perfect background for our gingerbread man and for our lettering on our sign. Looking pretty good. And I just went to my Cricut and I cut out Gingerbread Bakery. I took some existing fonts and I modified them. I will try to remember to share that in the description below, my Cricut files, if you want to recreate this sign. And I just use white vinyl that I get on Amazon. That's available in my Amazon shop below too. Works really well. It works better than the Dollar Tree. You don't have to worry about the back sticking to your mat and stuff like that. And so just using my little Cricut Bright Pad, we are just gonna weed this. Different font. I did a larger, simpler font for the bakery part. And I did these to size like 4 inches by 14 inches. And this is that paper transfer paper that I love so much. I have that in my Amazon shop as well too. It works so great for vinyl and makes it so easy. Now normally, you know, I do like hand painted signs, so I do a lot of stencils. But this time we're just going to do the vinyl. It's only going to need to be up, you know, through Christmas, and so I think this is going to be fine. And I'm going to go ahead and apply it. That paper is see-through enough that you can kind of line up where you want it to be, but it's not too sticky, so I love it. So Gingerbread Bakery, I'm not going to do anything on the bottom because I usually have stuff sitting in my coffee bar there, kind of blocking that part of the sign. And then to kind of prevent gluing up my sign too much, there was a hole in the gingerbread, so I'm just going to use that to nail the gingerbread on and avoid some later glue removal. And there it is. We have our little gingerbread bakery sign. This is the perfect start for our gingerbread coffee bar for Christmas. It's so cute. Okay, you'll have to wait around for the final reveal to see how everything looks together, but let's keep moving. This one is going to be a snow globe DIY. I got this great plain snow globe at the Dollar Tree. And it had a string on there already, but you can't really paint it or anything with that on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove the twine and the glue that was left over. And I want to do a little gingerbread scene, but it's kind of dark brown. So I thought just one coat of white acrylic paint is going to give me a good background to work with this. And I want to use those little treat bags you see there. I found those at the Dollar Tree. They're a little gingerbread man in front of a gingerbread house. And it's a treat bag, but I thought I could use that to make a really cool image for the snow globe. It's almost the perfect size. So I'm just going to take one of those treat bags. I'm going to kind of use it like you would use like a window cling. And I'm just going to cut the bag in half because there is like an image on both sides. And then we can attach that to our snow globe. Such an easy way to DIY a project, and the theme is perfect with a little gingerbread man and the gingerbread house. He fits on there really good. Only like one of his like candy pieces like is cut off. And so just like a window decal, I'm just going to put down a thin layer of Mod Podge and lay the little plastic bag on top of our snow globe. And if you can't find the plain snow globes at your Dollar Tree, you could also do this with any of the ones they have there. You could always just paint them white first. And then using a sanding block, I'm going to try to get off all of the excess plastic. I do kind of have to trim up here around the bottom with scissors just because it was kind of hard to get my sanding block in there. And it comes off really well. And then I kind of want to seal it, so I'm going to go over it with another coat of Mod Podge just to kind of take away that glossy feel and kind of seal that against it. And I'm not going to redo the twine because it would go right across where the gingerbread man was. But I thought we could outline the border of it with some of this red and white buffalo check ribbon from the Dollar Tree. It's the perfect width to go around the sides of it. And I didn't paint that part, so I thought that would be a good finishing touch. Now, I started to try to do it with Mod Podge, and it did not stick at all. I don't know if it's because the sides of the MDF there, it was soaking in, or if the ribbon was too, like, glossy, but totally didn't work. I had to attach it with hot glue. So if you're trying to do the same, you might run into some issues. So I just switch it up to hot glue, and we're just going to hot glue that ribbon all the way around. And that's the perfect little touch here on this. This is pretty much all the decorating we're going to do on this. I think it's going to turn out really cute. And it's a good piece. You could also use this for like a tier tray or something like that. And here he is, our little gingerbread man snow globe. Super cute and super easy. Okay, I want to make this little 4x6 house frame from the Dollar Tree into a gingerbread house. It's almost the perfect size for what I need, and I have a really easy way to do this one as well. I was checking out all of the gift bags at Dollar Tree because they had really good selection, and they had this giant bag. Like, it is so big. I can't even get it all in there. But it was a gingerbread theme, and I thought that would be perfect. I could just use this little gingerbread house on here for my coffee bar. So I'm just going to cut that gingerbread piece out a little larger than it is. And it's almost the perfect size to fit on the front of that frame. The only thing that was bigger is that roof line, but that's okay. I'm going to kind of keep that, but I'm going to go ahead and cut the bottom off and just start gluing this to the frame. The reason I chose this frame is because it was a little larger than any of the other houses that I found at the Dollar Tree, but I'm just going to glue that on the bottom. You could also do this on foam board if you didn't have something about the same size like this. And I'm going to go ahead and trim down the sides. Now, I really like the candy cane look of the roof, and it is too large, but that's okay. We can have that kind of pop out over the back of the frame. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut around that. leaving it on like that. Now I just need to kind of trim the sides a little bit, and most of it fits. So then I'm going to Mod Podge it down to the sides and the top of the roof. If I ever wanted to reuse this frame, it would be really easy to take this back apart, and the frame is still intact. Now, as you can see, the roof line kind of overhangs a little bit. It's got like a hanger, and you can stand it up, so that's super convenient. I'm going to hang mine a little bit higher on my coffee bar to give it a little bit of height. And it's really glossy because it was a gift bag, so I'm going to go over the top of all of it with some more of that matte Mod Podge to kind of take away some of that luster. And this was such a quick, easy little gingerbread house for my coffee bar, and it looks so cute with everything else. This would be really cute on a tier tray as well. And I have a lot of Christmas mugs that I've collected. This one is a Santa mug that I got at Target. Super cute, like classic Santa mug. And I thought it would be great to fill this with candy canes. I picked up these candy canes at Dollar Tree. You can use candy canes for your hot cocoa, your coffee, or just for a snack. And I think this is going to be perfect for my coffee bar. I like to use a lot of coffee mugs to decorate my coffee bar, so perfect. And then check out this cute little light up miniature house I got at the Dollar Tree. It's a gingerbread house. It lights up, and it is so cute and perfect size for a tier tray or a coffee bar like this. I don't have to do anything to it. It's just perfect. And this is another Santa coffee mug that I got at Target. This is like a little bit simpler design. It's not quite the classic Santa Claus. And then I found these great like gingerbread man mini spatulas at the Dollar Tree. I thought this would be a fun like gingerbread theme to have these displayed, and also using a Christmas coffee mug. Now I want to kind of sit them in there. They're kind of small though for that big mug, so I kind of want to fill that in a little bit so they'll stay in place. I'm just going to do that with like some paper, a paper bag to kind of fill up the space. And then I'm going to use some of this glitter vase filler. I got this at the party section of the Dollar Tree. It's like a white glittery snowball. And I thought that would be a perfect little Christmas touch and kind of make this look a little bit prettier. So we're just going to fill that up with those little balls, if I can get them to stay in there. And we have our little gingerbread man mini spatula, and it's going to be great for the tier tray. Hey guys, I also have a private Facebook group I will link below. I would love to have you over there. You're going to love seeing what everybody's working on. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest at Crafty Beach, on YouTube, all one word. Very active over there, and I would love to see you there. Now check out this Dollar Tree find, this little gingerbread man warm wishes. It's like a little mini pie plate from the Dollar Tree, and I thought we could decorate it a little bit. This size of the green foam piece fits in there almost perfectly. I didn't have a new one, but I have an old one, so we're just going to go ahead and reuse that. I don't really want you to see that green foam on top though, so I'm just going to cut a little piece of burlap to size. This is that burlap ribbon that I get at the at Walmart, and I'm just going to glue that to the top of it just to kind of hide that. Now it was sticking up slightly larger than the pie dish, so I'm going to trim it down a little bit because I want to decorate this. I kind of want to make it look like a dessert or something like that, like kind of a faux dessert. But I wanted to make it really easy as well. So the burlap works great because it's got little holes in it, so I can go ahead and decorate this. And I'm going to use some of these large berries that I found at the Dollar Tree. They're bright red, and they look like they kind of have snow on them. And I thought this really looked like something that might be a dessert or something like that. And the color is perfect. They have little wires on them. And I'm just going to start stabbing those down into the foam there. It doesn't take that entire length, so two are together. So I just started cutting them with my floral scissors from the Dollar Tree, and only with like an inch of wire on there. And that was fine, just to kind of poke those down in there. And we're going to use the whole package and just kind of fill up the entire pie dish. And this was such a quick, easy way to fill it because I didn't know kind of what else to put in there besides kind of making it look like a dessert. And there it is, our little gingerbread man warm wishes, I guess, pie. Okay, our next DIY, I wanted to do a gingerbread candle. So I'm going to use one of these long red candles from the Dollar Tree. And we're just going to simply take the plastic film off. Now you see a white fuzzy ornament there. I was going to use that kind of as a base like that and kind of decorate it, but I kind of decided I liked just the candle. So I ended up not using that part. But I'm going to use some of these wall stickers from the Dollar Tree. They have several different kinds that have gingerbread man in them. And just peel and stick. Since they're wall stickers, they have like a white sticker background, so the color still pops when you put it on something bright red like this. And then I thought maybe some of that red and white gingham ribbon from the Dollar Tree would be really cute on there as well. I'm going to kind of go over this part at the top here where it's a little bit different colors of red and just simply glue that ribbon around. It's going to give me a fun little Christmas touch and very easy. That's basically all we're going to do for this DIY. We have a very easy, very inexpensive little gingerbread candle, and it's going to give me some height that I needed. Now, this is another Santa mug that I collected. This one is from Dollar Tree. And then I also got this fake candy from the toy section at Dollar Tree, but I really liked the red and white swirl colors. I thought that'd be perfect for like the gingerbread candy theme we got going on the coffee bar. And I thought I could just display it in this little Dollar Tree coffee mug. I'm going to fill it up with some more of that white base filler from the Dollar Tree. I didn't have quite enough to fill it up though. So we're just going to fill up the base with that plastic bag it came in. And you can use whatever you've got and fill it back up. And another easy DIY, if you wanted to do this for a tier tray or a coffee bar, just a cute little candy sucker and none of the mess of using like a real sucker. And that's how he looks. Another great mug for the coffee bar. And then I also have this Ray Dunn mug that I got at TJ Maxx. The thing I love about the Santa mug is it's got a little lid and it looks like a Santa hat. The colors are perfect, red and white, so we're going to use that as well. Now, this is the other wall sticker that I was talking about this one has 3 different gingerbread men in it. They're great size. I kind of want to do some like standalone gingerbread men, and I didn't really have anything, so I thought we could make something out of these. So my plan is to attach those to one of those chopping mats from the Dollar Tree to give it some rigidity so I can kind of put it on a stand and make some little standalone gingerbread men. And I thought this would definitely be an easy way to do it. So again, I'm using one of those clear cutting mats. You could also use the white ones from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to peel and stick those little gingerbread men on there. I picked these 2 out. There's also another one that's blue with Christmas lights. And I'm just going to simply cut these out. And it's going to get, the reason I used the mat is because it's so easy to cut this plastic. If I were to use wood or something like that, there's no way I'd be able to cut this out. And so just cutting all the way around with a pair of scissors. And it's going to give me these great little standalone pieces. Now I want them to stand up on my coffee bar, and so you'll see I have those little wood frames from the Crafter Square at Dollar Tree. I just kind of want to use the stands on those to make those stand up. The only issue is trying to get off the little frame on them. They're actually glued on and stapled on like fairly well. I had to use some pliers to pull out the staples and kind of break off the wood that was glued on there. They really didn't want these things to fall apart. But it's going to give me a great stand. I like to use these. I also like to use the wire ones that they have right now. Those are really hard to get the top off as well, though. And so I want them to be a bright red to kind of go with our theme. And so I'm just using some of that fire red acrylic paint, and we're just going to paint the stand. And then basically we're just going to attach the little gingerbread men to the front. And it's going to give us a great some pieces that I can kind of sit around the gingerbread houses and stuff like that on my coffee bar. And they're going to be super cute. So those are so easy to paint. Just 1 coat of acrylic definitely is enough. And then I'm just going to attach the little gingerbread men to the front of the stands with a little bit of hot glue, kind of at an angle, kind of like they're like frolicking or dancing around the coffee bar. And I'm going to do that with this guy as well. And a very quick, easy way to have a few gingerbread men for your coffee bar. They're so cute. Then I wanted a Christmas tree, so I got one of these little white bottle brush trees from the Dollar Tree. They have a lot of really cool different designs this year, and I'm not going to do anything with this. I like the wood stand. I like the white. I think it's going to go great with my red and white that I'm using on the coffee bar. And so this little guy is ready to go. It's going to give me a little bit of height too. This is another Rae Dunn mug that I have for my collection. This is the Red Mary one. I got this at TJ Maxx, and I love those. I thought we could make this one kind of into a planter. Bring a little greenery in. So I got some of this glittered eucalyptus at the Dollar Tree. You've seen I've used the white version on this on one of my other videos. This is the green version. It's a little long and extremely hard to cut the wire in there. The first one I cut off, but the second one I end up just folding because it is hard to get it off, even with the floral scissors. So I just fold that one. I just have a little piece of foam in there. It's kind of small though, so I'm going to use some of this reindeer moss from the Dollar Tree to fill up the open space around there and help that stand up straight. It's also going to add a little bit more greenery to it, and it's going to give me some height, as well as I love having a plant piece on my coffee bar. Then I'm going to use some of these little garland ties from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to kind of wind these around my coffee mug bar and around each shelf, just kind of as filler like I would on a tier tray, to give some greenery and make it look super festive. I'm also going to use two pieces to make a simple little pennant banner to go across the front of my coffee bar. I love to do that. And two of them is just about the right length for my coffee bar shelf. So I'm just going to wind them together and use that as my ribbon. I picked up these little gingerbread men stickers from the Dollar Tree. There's like two girl ones with bows and two with bow ties. And I usually like to do like an odd number on these, but there's actually 4. So to get around that, I'm going to use, this is a different kind of a red and white gingham ribbon from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to cut off little pieces of that. I'm going to do 5 of them, all the same length, and I'm just going to simply tie those on. It's going to give me a pop of red and white. It's going to look really cute. And that way I can have like an odd number of the 5 ribbons, and then we can have like 4 spaces in between, one for each one of the little gingerbread men. And just kind of spacing those out. And then I just need to attach these stickers to the front. I don't really want to use the sticker. I'm afraid that will fall off. So I'm just going to glue the sticker back with hot glue to it, to the greenery. And this was such an easy little banner for the front of my coffee bar, and it turned out so festive and cute. I love it. And I made these last year for my coffee bar. These are Dollar Tree red mugs. I bought 4 of them. And I just used white vinyl and my Cricut. I used the skinny font that I got on DeFont. And I made my own personalized Rae Dunn mugs using items from the Dollar Tree. And that's it. Our little gingerbread bakery themed coffee bar is complete. Here is a little sneak peek for you. Give you a look around to show you how it turned out. It was really easy to put this together, and I just love the traditional feel of all of the red and the white, the candy and the cookies. Very traditional Christmas theme, the gingerbread theme. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things to do for Christmas for sure. I'm going to be doing new gingerbread stuff this year, so stay tuned on my channel for that. And if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to subscribe. I know about half of you guys are not subscribed, but I really hope you enjoyed today's video. It's now time for the final reveal. I hope you got lots of fun crafting inspiration for gingerbread men and gingerbread houses for Christmas this year. You can find me on all social media at Crafty Beach on YouTube, and I also have a second YouTube channel called Crafty Little Beach. Enjoy the final reveal.
Whoa, oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, da, da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, 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 la da da da, oh, 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 la da da da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree. And I've lit my house with Christmas lights. So you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.
And I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of my Crafty Beach Bum members for supporting my channel here on YouTube. Thank you to Karen O'Haron, Melinda Elizabeth, Jamie Job, Susan Edmonds, Tracy Knight, Nancy Wunner, Janae Farrington, Pamelia Wren, Donna Schreiner, Live Another Day, Marin Christensen, Debbie Middleton, Adrian Brolt, Red Mama, Tammy Muir, and Donna Tanner. Thank you all for supporting my channel. Every little bit helps. If you would like to become a Crafty Beach Bum member, all you have to do is hit the join button next to today's video. You're going to get early ad-free access to my content here on YouTube. It's $4.99 a month, and you're free to cancel at any time. Okay guys, do you want more Christmas Dollar Tree DIYs? Be sure to check out one of these videos right here. And until next time, happy crafting and Merry Christmas.